All right, strap in, everyone, because Week 11 of the OGL was an absolute roller coaster.
Yeah, we saw some high-scoring shootouts.
And some teams, well, they look like they just wanted to get off the ride.
But hey, that's what makes this league so exciting.
Unpredictability is the name of the game. So let's start breaking down the action.
Sounds good to me.
We'll kick things off in the Legacy Conference. The Saints marched into Secular City and delivered a divine beatdown to their rivals, the Sinners.
157 to 125. Ouch.
Talk about a sinful performance for the Sinners. Their offense, which is usually so potent, just couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, Drake London, Kenneth Walker, Jaden Daniels, they all had quiet games. Just one of those weeks, I guess.
On the other side, the Saints looked like they were playing with, well, divine intervention.
Right.
Rookie tight end Brock Bowers, he was phenomenal.
He's got a bright future in this league, that's for sure.
And T. Higgins, man, he was unstoppable, just torching the Sinners' secondary all game long.
A true offensive clinic from the Saints.
Now, let's head over to Charm City, where the superb Owls, known for their wisdom, got outmaneuvered by the San Francisco Ferries.
153 to 152, a real nail-biter.
The Ferries, they're like a real ferry, you know? Always finding a way to navigate those rough waters, even with all the injuries they've been dealing with.
Joe Burrow, he's playing like an MVP candidate, and his connection with Amon-Ra St. Brown is just unreal.
They just keep finding ways to win, even when it looks like they're in trouble.
The superb Owls, though, they're starting to fade a bit. Breece Hall had another monster game.
Yeah, he was running all over the Ferries.
But the rest of the offense just couldn't keep up. They need to find some more balance if they want to make a playoff run.
Right. Over in Gretna, it was a crash course, literally, as the Fighting Helmets took on the Dallas Heat.
And it was the Helmets who emerged victorious, 130 to 110.
The Heat, I think they're starting to feel the heat, so to speak. Their offense just hasn't been consistent enough.
Yeah, they need to find a way to get back on track quickly if they want to have any shot at the playoffs.
For the Fighting Helmets, the return of Romeo Doubs from injury, well, it's given them a huge boost. He's a real difference maker.
No doubt about it. He adds another dimension to their passing game, and I think they're a team that nobody wants to face right now.
All right, let's switch gears and head over to the Legends Conference, where the Winterfell White Walkers continue to freeze out their opponents.
This time it was Derek's unnamed team who felt the chill, 166 to 90.
Winter is coming, and it looks like it's coming for the rest of the Legends Conference. Justin Herbert, he's playing out of his mind right now.
He's been on fire, and Joe Mixon, he's a beast running the ball.
It's a tough combination to stop, and the White Walkers are riding a 6-game winning streak right now.
They look like the team to beat, no question about it.
Now, we had a real slugfest in the Windy City as the Monsters of the Midway hosted the Bennington Barnstormers.
It was a close one, but the Monsters emerged victorious, 156 to 149.
These two teams, they always put on a show. Just a back-and-forth battle with big plays on both sides.
Jamar Chase, he was a man on a mission for the Monsters. Absolutely unstoppable.
And Taysom Hill, man, he was doing it all. Tight end, running back, even a few snaps at quarterback.
A true Swiss Army knife of a player. He's so valuable to that Monsters offense.
Absolutely. And finally, we had a runaway train situation in G-Town as the Baggy Soobs just steamrolled the Huntington Locos.
167 to 111, a dominant performance.
Saquon Barkley, he's a one-man wrecking crew. The Locos, they just had no answer for him.
He's been the most consistent running back in the league this season, and he's showing no signs of slowing down.
So there you have it, Week 11 in the books. A week full of surprises, big plays, and some teams really starting to solidify their playoff hopes.
The playoff picture is becoming clearer, but there's still a lot of football left to play.
And you know what that means?
More excitement, more drama, and more deep dives to come. All right, so let's take a closer look at what these results mean for the playoff picture.
Yeah, the races are heating up, that's for sure.
Starting with the Legacy Conference, we've got a real battle at the top between the Saints and the Ferries.
Those two teams are like two ships passing in the night.
And their Week 12 matchup, oh boy, that's going to be a big one.
The Saints, they need to keep that momentum rolling.
Yeah.
But the Ferries, man, they're tough to beat at home.
And here's the thing. The Ferries are actually favored to win, even with Joe Burrow taking a planned day off.
Yeah, I saw that. Jameis Winston is getting the start. I guess the odds makers think the Ferries' offense is just that good.
I mean, they've got weapons all over the field. St. Brown, T. Higgins, they can put up points in a hurry.
The Saints, though, they've got Brock Purdy and Devon A-Chain, who's been having a great rookie season.
Yeah, this game could very well determine who finishes first in the Legacy Conference.
No doubt about it. Now, what about the Heat and the Fighting Helmets? Can they make a late push for the playoffs?
Well, the Heat, they're really struggling right now. Their offense has gone cold.
Pun intended.
Maybe. But seriously, they need to find a way to get back on track.
The Fighting Helmets, though, they seem to have found their groove. The return of Romeo Doubs has made a big difference.
Yeah, he's a game changer. If they can stay healthy, they could be a dangerous team down the stretch.
All right, let's move over to the Legends Conference. The Monsters of the Midway, they're looking like the team to beat right now.
Jamar Chase, Taysom Hill, that offense is scary good.
But the G-Town Baggy Soobs are right on their heels, led by the unstoppable Saquon Barkley.
And their Week 12 matchup against the White Walkers, that's going to be a huge test. Can the White Walkers' defense slow down Saquon Barkley?
That's the question, isn't it? The White Walkers, they've been on a roll, but Barkley is a different kind of animal.
He's a force of nature. That game is going to be must-see TV.
Absolutely. And what about the Barnstormers? Do they have any chance of making the playoffs?
It's a long shot, but they're not out of it yet. They need to win out and get some help, but stranger things have happened.
So the playoff picture is starting to take shape, but there's still a lot of football left to be played.
Anything can happen in this league. That's what makes it so great.
All right, so we've talked about the scores and the playoff implications, but there was one performance this week that really got me thinking.
Oh, I'm all ears. What caught your eye?
Well, it was Taysom Hill, for the Monsters.
Oh, yeah, he had a heck of a game.
He was all over the field, tight end, running back, even took a few snaps at quarterback.
He was a one-man show, a real triple threat.
Exactly. And it made me wonder, are we going to see more players like him in the future? Guys who can excel at multiple positions.
That's an interesting question.
Imagine the possibilities. A guy who can line up a tight end on one play, then take a handoff the next, then throw a touchdown pass after that.
Defenses would be scrambling trying to figure out what to do.
It would add a whole new level of strategy to the game. Coaches could design plays specifically for these versatile players.
Yeah, it would definitely make things a lot more unpredictable and exciting.
We might be witnessing the start of a new era in the OGL, an era where versatility is key.
It's definitely something to keep an eye on. Taysom Hill might be a trendsetter.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Week 11 was a wild one, with some teams rising to the top and others fading away.
But one thing's for sure, the OGL never disappoints. There's always something exciting happening.
Absolutely. And we'll be back next week to break down all the action from Week 12. Until then, thanks for listening, and keep those fantasy rosters updated